Hi guys, and welcome back to the channel. I'm James from thewheeloftime. I haven't been posting the past couple weeks or so, being very busy with Christmas and New Year's of course, and with the show's finale releasing as well. I just got a new laptop for Christmas, which is awesome, but that means I haven't got all my software installed yet, so I haven't been able to make music and animations at the same rate as usual. That being said, I thought I'd take some time in this video to take a quick look back at Third Age and how it's progressed over 2021 since it was born, and the state it's in at the start of 2022, and where we hope it's going to go. So without further ado, this is the current state of Third Age. So as you can see on the table, it's a bit cleaner maybe than previous iterations. Just talking about it briefly before I actually show you some stuff that's going on. The game's become a lot more balanced. We have been testing away, me and my team of players online, and making sure that this game is incredibly balanced now. We've got a spreadsheet full of like tracking win rates and stuff, so we can make sure every character's around about even, and it's still balancing out, and there's still been updates made, but overall it's in a fairly good spot. And there were a couple of new things introduced since the last video I posted on here that did throw the balance off a bit initially and had to be heavily tested to get back into line. So right now the game's sitting in a pretty good place, pretty close to ready for market. Not that I know what ready for market actually means. Hey, Amazon, Sony, if you're listening, get in touch with your boy. I want to make this a thing. Please? Anyway, just for those people who don't know much about the game, as an initial introduction, this is Third Age. It's an adventure board game designed by me. I'm just a fan of the series who loves board games as well and loves designing them. And in Third Age, you play as one of the 5 Two Rivers characters, should we say, rather than the Emmonsfield 5. And you adventure around the board in the same way that they do. You go on this initial journey through what I like to call the tutorial section of the game, through Belelon, Whitebridge, Four Kings into Camelin, and once you get to Camelin, all your paths open up, and you have all these options about where you want to go and what you want to do. And usually, the choices that you make from this point are going to be governed by which character you're playing, because each character, I think I showed a Gawain in the previous video, so let's look at one of the boys. Should we have a look at Matt? So each character has these 3 quest tiles, and when you complete them, you advance to the next tier and unlock a unique ability that's associated with it. So for Matt, he completes his first tier 1 quest when he leaves Tavalon. So first he has to get to Tavalon. That's going to be his first goal. So like when Matt gets out of the tutorial section into Camelin eventually, he's going to want to go north to Tavalon, although these Trollocs will be in his way unless he has some cards that can help him there. He'll have to take the long way around for now. And then when he's in Tavalon, he leaves Tavalon, let's say, goes to Kyrene, and then he gets to unlock this tier 1 quest, which lets him gain gold every time he draws actions. Very powerful. I'm just going to move it over because you can't see it from my camera there. And it also gives him a larger hand size and a base combat strength, which is stuff that you'd rather have quicker. So you want to complete your tier 1s pretty quick, and then tier 2 you're going to be aiming for right after that. Tier 3s are a bit harder, but they're necessary because once you get into tier 3, that's when you can fight the Forsaken. Another thing that you'd be doing on your playboard over here is when you play cards and as you visit certain locations, you will be gaining levels in your different attributes and moving these cubes up on the track to represent that. Each attribute can go up to level 10 and no higher, and 10 is the highest required to play any cards, so that's all you need anyway. And finally, just moving over to Rand here to show a different character off. You have your supply, where you will keep all your tokens collected over the course of the game. So this includes coins. We've got a silver here, that's worth 3 coins. And favour. And then we have these troop tokens as well that you'll also get as you get out into the game. While I'm over here by the tokens, I may as well explain the actual aim. As you kill things, you gain points. And points are of course good, because this is a board game. And moving points advances you on the score track, which is checked at the end of the game to see who wins. We also have a defeated Forsaken tile up here. You can see there are 3 slots on it, so the standard game is to play until 3 Forsaken are defeated, and then everyone goes to the last battle, and then you finish the game. So, I've given you a general idea of what's going on now, and I'd like to take some time to talk about the updates that have happened since my last overview video, because you can find all this stuff out basically in that, so I will leave a link somewhere or a card up here. So, since 2021's last update, it's been a few months now since I posted one on this channel, there were a couple of feature additions into the game, essentially, that required a lot of testing. And one of them is Almoth Plane here. Now, what Almoth Plane does is it lets you attach an action from your hand onto a follower, and then that follower can reuse the action. Essentially, you teach them something so that they can do it repeatedly without losing access to it. And this is a really interesting addition that I wanted to get into the game for a long time, but I couldn't figure out quite how to do it. And I ended up wanting to add a new location over this side of the board because it was being travelled less frequently. No one was really coming over to this side. There was a lot of focus on Haddon Merc and Jangai Pass, and yeah, there was no real reason to come over here unless one of your quests told you that you had to do that. Now, with this new location, Almoth Plane, the players have a lot more reason to go over there, and they do a lot, because recycling an action can be really powerful. There's even just a bunch of tier 1 actions that are worth recycling. Stuff like gaining levels, you can level up a character, you can draw cards, you know, that cancels, they're a big one. So the well-turned calves and the smooth skirts, there's a card for both male and females that cancel cards played by the opposite gender. Both of them are really popular ones to attach to a follower with Almoth Plane, because they give you a whole lot of counter potential that was hard to attain previously. The offset to this is, of course, if you attach a powerful action to a powerful character with Almoth Plane, then you're pretty much asking for somebody else to come along and kill that character. Or take them, even steal them. The cards that let you steal characters are now much more interesting, because you often can steal something with an action already attached to it, and then you have that power. So Almoth Plane was a really great addition to the game in late 2021, and it's been a lot of fun. We've been testing it a whole bunch, and it's in a spot now, and rather than editing Almoth Plane, I had to update a lot of cards to be in line with Almoth Plane, so that they weren't too easily abusable. So that's been the bulk of what I've been doing over the past month or two of testing. The other thing that we've been testing the past week or two, which has actually been going really well, is a new rule in the rulebook, the last battle, and it is essentially an endgame scoring mechanism. I wanted a way to get the last battle into the game for a while, because just killing the Forsaken and then the game ending felt a bit weird. And it occurred to me that one of the issues with endgame scoring is often that the player who's ahead can figure out whether it's the correct time for them to end the game or not, based on, you know, what killing the last Forsaken would do. That's the last action of the game. So essentially, whoever has the ability to kill that Forsaken can save it until the right time and then win. Which is one way about it, but I wanted to add some more variation to the endgame scoring so that there was less of, oh, let me figure out this math and then wait or not. And more of, alright, I'll kill this Forsaken and then let's see what happens in the last battle, because there's way too much stuff there for me to bother trying to calculate ahead of time. So this is just a way to get a bunch of extra victory points at the end of the game, and we've found it to be really interesting. It does add that suspense, and of course, it lets us include the last battle from the series as an actual game mechanic without adding really any time to the end of the game. It adds about 2 minutes maybe for you to figure that out. It also makes players feel better if they had a low score. So like, if you only scored 5, then you get to go up to 30 or something, and then you're like, yeah, okay, I got a reasonable score. I've had that feeling a couple times. Those are probably the main 2 updates since the last video. There have also been a bunch of characters added. So we've got like Senbui now. I'll just flip through some of these so that you guys can have a look. You'll also notice I started including art, or not art, but screenshots from the TV show, now that we have some of those available. So that's always fun. But yeah, let's just shuffle for a few of these for a moment and let you see some of the cards and characters in the game. So I think that's all there is really to talk about in this video, and I have been talking for 15 minutes, though edited down. This will be probably a bit shorter than that. If you want to find out more about the game, you can view that earlier overview video that I mentioned, and that does give you more of a how to play guide, although it will miss these most recent features that I just talked about. And if you want to play the game, you can go down into the description. There is a Discord server. So Discord, for those who don't know, it's just a messaging service. Essentially, lots of gamers like to use it because it allows us to keep it organized, and there's also voice servers that we use as we play the game online. So there's a Discord server in the description. You just click the link, sign up for an account if you don't have one, join, come talk to us, say hi, introduce yourself. I'm James in the server. I'm known as the creator, and I'd love to have more people come into play. It's really actually picking up on popularity. So I have to say thank you to everyone that's been talking about the game and getting people to come and play. Because more players the better. Honestly, it means I get to play this game like multiple times a week, and that's kind of my life at the moment, and I'm good with that. So good start to 2022. That being said, if anybody from any of the official sources that has any relation to this IP can get in contact with me and let me know where to take this, that would be fantastic. And if anyone I know watching this video has those contacts, please feel free to reach out to them and tell them about Third Age. We'd really appreciate it, and it would be honestly a dream come true. But I'm going to stop blabbing now anyway, because I think I've talked for enough time in this video and told you everything that's going on. But yeah, please, if you like the look of this game, tell your friends about it. Come join the server, come play a game. It's completely free. Or you do have to own Tabletop Simulator, which costs like $15, $20 maybe if it's not in a sale. It's a Steam game, and you can play loads of games in here. Like, you can get all sorts of custom games, and you can get loads of actual board games and play them as well with people online. So definitely recommend Tabletop Simulator. One of the benefits to it is you can play Third Age, the Wheel of Time board game. I think that sounds like an appropriate place to say Tai'Shar. Thanks for watching the video, and I'll see you next time.